Welcome to Beat Diabetes and welcome to my kitchen. And we're going to talk about a couple of ways you can make your diet a little more pleasant and a little easier. And yeah, we're going to talk about chaffles. I know we've made a couple of videos about them already, but I think this will help some of you for sure if you haven't already thought of it. And we've also got an incredible, wonderful, syrupy, sweet treat that can go over those chaffles. And it will make your life so much nicer. You know, I know that in order to beat diabetes, you've got to make some sacrifices. There's no getting around it. I wish I could tell you, you don't have to sacrifice a single thing. Go on and eat those French fries. Go ahead and enjoy that baked potato. Have that French silk pie and that German chocolate cake. Go ahead. I can't tell you that, but I can say there are enough substitutes to make your life a lot more pleasant than you thought it would be when you cut the carbohydrates down quite low. And one of the great secrets, as we've discussed before, is chaffles. But there's something I've learned about food preparation. And let me say, I'm not a foodie. I'm not a natural cook. I don't enjoy cooking. I do it out of self-preservation. But I have learned that if you can make it easy on yourself, and make it where it's not such a big deal to make things, you'll do it more often. Now, with chaffles, the standard advice they give you, the standard recipe, is enough to make about 2 big chaffles or 3 scrawny ones. And that is, use a half cup of shredded cheese, 1 egg, boom, that's it. So you've got just 2 ingredients, which is simplicity itself for sure. But when you do a half cup of this shredded cheese and you do 1 egg, what you're going to end up with, like I said, is maybe 3 chaffles at the most, and they'll go by fast, especially if you got someone else in your household that's going to have them. So I came up with a way to make my life a little bit easier, and that is to make 6 chaffles all at once. Wouldn't it be wonderful to make 6 chaffles in about 5 minutes or less? So I've got this baby right here. This is a 4 chaffle maker, and yeah, it was a bit pricey. It was around $50, $45 maybe, I don't remember, but it wasn't far from 50. And then on the other side of the stove, I've got 2 Dash mini waffle makers, and they make obviously 1 chaffle apiece. So by heating them all up at once and making a larger recipe, I can make 6 at once, which means that you don't have to sit there. And you know, I've got a recipe for low-carb pancakes, and I enjoy low-carb pancakes, but the problem with those is normally if you just are making them in a single pan, you're standing there flipping it over, and you make another one, flip it over, and you might be 20, 30 minutes in the kitchen making pancakes and flipping them over. But with the chaffles, which is essentially almost like a pancake, you can do it in 5 minutes, or 4.5 is kind of my range where I like to make my chaffles. So, number 1 rule, make a bunch at once and then stick them in a container, put them in the fridge, and bring them out throughout the week. With some of the recipes that I use, and there are a number of ways you can make them, but sometimes I can get 7 chaffles at a time. So I make these 6, and then sometimes I go back and make 1 more, another 4.5 minutes or so, and boom, I've got 7 chaffles. And usually I'll just eat 1. And then the rest are put in the fridge, and out they come throughout the week. 7 chaffles. Benedicta will usually have maybe 1 or 2 with me, but she's not as big into them as I am. So a lot of times I'll end up eating about 5, and she'll have maybe 2. So here's, that's tip number 1, very important. Make a bunch. They call that food prep. And I never thought I'd live to see the day when I was into food prep. That's just not, that's not me. But sometimes, like I said, out of self-preservation, you got to do things you wouldn't otherwise do. So yeah, make a bunch in advance. It's so easy. And a second principle that connects with chaffles is this. There's no official recipe for chaffles. Like I said, normally you want some shredded cheese and an egg, but guess what? You can put other things as well in your chaffle recipe and make it go further. So I often, in fact almost always, will put in some almond flour. And a lot of times I'll put in some coconut flour. And sometimes if I'm wanting to live dangerously, I'll put in this, which it looks like it's pork skins, and at one time it was a container for pork skins, but these days it is a container for soy flour. Sometimes I'll throw some soy flour in there. So I'm mixing flour, and often if I do that, I'll have to add more heavy cream because my recipe uses heavy cream. So right now, let's go to the announcer and let him tell you the official Dennis Pollock version of chaffles. Here's how I make my chaffles. I start with blending 2 eggs together. Then I add about a ½ teaspoon of baking powder. I throw in a little over 1 cup of shredded cheese and mix it all together. I add 4 tablespoons of almond flour. And on this particular day, I added 1 extra tablespoon of soy flour, but that's entirely optional. I add a little over 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream and mix everything together once again. While I'm preparing the chaffle mixture, I plug in my chaffle makers so they can get hot and I won't have to wait so long when I'm ready. Once the chaffle makers' lights assure me that they're ready for business, I put some mixture into each chaffle mold. Once I put down the lid, I set my timer for 5 minutes. The time goes by quickly, and soon I'm lifting up the lid again and taking out my beautiful golden brown chaffles. Well, look at these beautiful babies, these chaffles. And you know, by adding a little bit of the low-carb flours, not regular flour by any means, but the low-carb flours like almond flour, like coconut flour, like soy flour, it makes them a little bit crunchier and stiffer, more kind of like bread, and more like a waffle might be. I think it adds to the taste a little bit. They're not as wimpy and they're not as eggy, although even just making them with the shredded cheese and the egg, they're not very eggy, but they're even less so when you add a little bit of flour to them and some heavy whipping cream. And I use these all the time. I'm like, where were these? You know, back in 2001, when I was first learning a few things. Well, I guess they weren't around. But I find that I can use them. One of my favorites to use these with is to take about 3 strawberries, 1 gram of carbs per strawberry if it's a normal size, and cut them in little pieces, mash them up, put them on top of here, put a little whipped cream on it. You can even get keto whipped cream that has 0 carbs, 0 net carbs anyway, and have strawberry shortcake. Now, mug cakes make a great strawberry shortcake. But the problem with mug cakes, at least for me, is I usually make them one at a time. So it's a hassle. Every time I want strawberry shortcake, I've got to make a new mug cake. But with these babies, in the fridge, I just pop them out, cut up about 3 strawberries, put a little whipped cream on it, boom, I'm ready to go. I have them like pancakes. Sometimes on Saturday morning when I want a good Saturday morning pancake breakfast, I'll have just one. You say, well, Dennis, you can't get filled with one of those, can you? Well, I usually have a couple of sausage patties as well. So they are really, really good. So there's all kinds of things you can do. You can put a syrup on. I'm going to explain a special syrup that I make that I think you're going to love. But I also will have them like a bagel. I will put some cream cheese on them and get some everything bagel seasoning and sprinkle a little bagel seasoning over the cream cheese and eat them that way. And they're quite good. And they're also filling. By adding the flour, they're not quite carnivore. Before you add the flour in, they're just eggs and cheese. So you could call it a carnivore meal. By the flour being added, not quite carnivore, but close, and doesn't seem to bother Mike Demeter, at least in my case. You check it out for yourself. Now, what about this special syrup I've been promising you? Well, let me show you my favorite magic cup, and that is this baby. And I use, we actually have several of these, but I use these as my special syrup making cup, and it's absolute simplicity to make some syrup. And what I'd start with is about a tablespoon and a half of butter. So I'll take some butter like this and cut off a fairly thick chunk, about this big, if you can see that. And I'll usually cut it in pieces so that it'll melt better in the microwave, because we're going to microwave this. So let me just cut it in a few pieces. And then, so it's basically, this syrup is mostly butter. But to make it taste like syrup, you're going to need something to kind of sweeten it, and sugar is out, so what does that leave? Well, there's all kinds of things it could leave. This is a pancake syrup that has no calories and no carbs. This is one of my favorites right here. These skinny syrups, I use these in my coffee, but they can also be added to this butter to make a syrup with just a couple of squirts of this thing. It is just wonderful. So, and you could just drop a couple packets of stevia in there. I've got some, or I had some liquid Splenda. It looked somewhat like this, except this has got the a mandarin orange flavor. I don't know that that would be too good, but just regular liquid Splenda. Liquid Splenda is better than regular Splenda that comes as a granulated, because the Splenda that comes in packets or bags has maltodextrin, which can raise blood sugar. But liquid Splenda does not come with that and should not raise your blood sugar much at all. You test it and see. So I've got the butter in here. I'm going to give it about 2 squirts of, or a squirt and a half of this, and I'm going to melt it in the microwave for about 25 seconds, and then the magic ingredient before I would pour this on my chaffle. So let's go ahead and put it in the microwave. All right, absolute liquid butter and a little bit of this Splenda sweetened coffee syrup, and it has a great flavor, and it's just liquid butter. But the magic ingredient, some pecans. So there's no official amount of pecans, it's up to you, but just throw some pecans in there. This is probably more than I need, and stir it around with a spoon, swish it around, and ladle it onto one of these chaffles. And if you like, you could even put some whipped cream on there, and wow, you've got a real treat. Have a couple of sausage links or sausage patties, and bam, you are good to go. Big cup of coffee, and it's going to satiate you, and you're going to enjoy it. So make chaffles in bunches. Every week or every couple of weeks, make a bunch of them. Put them in the fridge. Save them, use them, love them, and keep your blood sugar low with them. Do you need more information and inspiration about beating diabetes? The very first line of our description is nearly always a link to our hundreds of videos toward that one subject, how to beat diabetes. Click on that link and start watching these videos. You'll be blessed and, I believe, greatly helped.